Well, 50 years have passed since civil rights leader Dr. Martin Luther King led that 1963 March on Washington, where he delivered his historic I Have a Dream speech. Today we ask the question, are he and that message he so eloquently delivered still relevant? Joining us is Reverend Dr. Forrest Pritchett, Program Director of the Dr. Martin Luther King Leadership Program at Seton Hall University, and two of his students, Wallace Weaver, President of the MLK Scholar Association, and Christian Powell, Senior in that MLK Scholar Association. Thank you all for coming on board today.
Thank you very much.
Let me throw this first question to you first. The relevancy of Dr. King in this day and age. Do we still look to him as great an individual as he was in that day?
I sure do hope so. Dr. King continued a legacy which was started over 100 years earlier, the fight for freedom. We can think back to 1863 and the Emancipation Proclamation and the great freeing of that enslaved population. But he carried the message, into the 20th century. It is now, I think, our responsibility to follow his model and even the model that he followed, which is the servant leadership of Jesus Christ, into the 21st century. And we're so proud to be the burden bearers of that legacy.
If you were to take that speech and deliver it today, are there any things that you would change?
I believe so. The context, obviously we live now more in a global economy, a global community. Communications are much more instant. And I believe that world poverty, world crime, and war
still
major issues.
And the state of African Americans as well.
Yes.
Let me ask the two of you, as students, when you look at the name on the marquee of this program, MLK Scholar, what do you take with you when you leave and you go home every day?
I think primarily what you take back is a sense of obligation. When you are a Martin Luther King Scholar, every day you wake up knowing that this is your mission to continue the legacy of a man who stood for it so much, and it just reminds you that we have come a long way, but there's still so much more that we can do.
Christian, what do you get from your fellow students when they know that you're a part of this program? What do you feel like you're the standard bearer of, so to speak?
I do feel as though I'm the standard bearer. I feel as though I have to represent not only Dr. King, but also his legacy.
I think many of us realize that through the presidential campaign of Barack Obama, it's one of the last stands for a new type of perhaps racism and classism. And I think America sent a very resounding message in 2012 with his re-election.
One of the things that was striking to me as we saw some of the I wouldn't say protests, but campaigns on the other side of the aisle,
yes, sir,
where you had folks wearing T-shirts that said "Put the white back in the White House."
Yes, sir.
Which was, to be that open about it suggested, the 50s and the 40s. Some of that mentality is still out there.
Brian, I can remember as a young man myself hearing another phrase. As the civil rights movement became more persistent and our progress became very evident, many people began to say, you may get these laws, civil rights laws, but there's one thing you'll never get. You'll never get the White House. Now that we've achieved that goal, it's onward and upward.
Well, that's something to be said. I think there are a lot of us in our generation who thought that would never, ever happen.
Yes, sir.
And here we are. We've got these two fine young men, the next generation, so we're looking forward to great things from all of you.
Yes, sir.
Thanks much for coming on board and sharing with us.